Good afternoon, friends of the law offices of Brent Williams-Ruth. I am Brent Williams-Ruth, and I'm coming to you today with the challenge to ask, are you DDR? Now, what is DDR, you say? DDR is my shorthand for saying drop dead ready. Someday, you're going to drop dead. Now, it may be at the end of a long life. It may be at the end of a drawn out ailment, or you could die suddenly. Car accident, heart attack, stroke. We don't know. We do not know when our end is going to happen, but it will happen. And lawyers, God bless us, everyone, have made dying in America a chore. Now, some states are worse than others. I, as a licensed attorney in the state of Washington, believe that we have a very streamlined process where it's like dominoes. You have to go through various steps, but it's not terrible. Now, what do I want? What am I asking you to do? I want you, without any warning, to conduct a test to find out if the people in your life would know what to do, who to call, where to locate appropriate documentation if you suddenly died. Now, how would this work? This is much like the fire alarm drills we used to have in school, where you're in the middle of math class and all of a sudden the alarm goes off. And we're supposed to know what to do and how to safely and effectively get out of the building, get to our muster spot, and then wait for the fire department to come and put out the fire. Now, obviously, I'm not suggesting that it be a full-on run through of everything. But I've been thinking about this for the last few days. And if you were to send a text message that just said, I'm dead, now what? Please advise as to what you're going to do upon receiving the notification that I have just died. Do you know where the will is? Do you know who to contact? Do you know the family attorney? Do you know where I bank? Do you know where anything is, including my wishes on how I want my body disposed of? And then say, you have no ability to ask me any questions because I'm dead, but I need you to tell me how you're going to get here. If you have family that live out of town, the test would include, what is the cost for a flight? What is their company's plan to allow them to leave to take care of things? Are you a young adult with a minor child? Who's going to be getting your child this day? I know. I mean, the more you start thinking about this, it's probably making you uncomfortable, because I would guess that nearly everyone would realize they did not pass the test and you are not DDR. And that can be a problem, because that is where mistakes are made. Plans need to be in place. If you live in Seattle and your nearest relative is in Omaha, Nebraska, I pick Omaha because Omaha is not a place that has many direct flights to Seattle, if any. I actually don't know if we have any direct flights to Omaha. So you're going to be looking at a multiple connection, some layover time, and again, the cost. Do you have the amount of money to get from Omaha to Seattle? Now, again, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm trying to have people plan, because we hear over and over again that Americans don't have $600 for an emergency. As an estate planning attorney, can I be very honest and tell you that we're not talking about $600. we're talking about $6,000 or $16,000. Are you someone who likes to travel like I do? There's the idea of paying for the trip insurance and various insurance policies. What would you do if you died climbing the stairs at the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Do you know how much it costs to come back? It's not cheap. So this is where, for me, it's always worth investing in travel insurance and including, and I look to include, I don't care about if I cancel or whatever, because I can rebook and the airlines give you credits and you had to, fine. I'm talking about you're in the middle of a trip through Southeast Asia. You've just had the most amazing dinner in Bangkok and you die. Now, it's easy to be flippant and say, oh, just leave me there. There's a lot more that goes into it. So again, the purpose of this video is to ask you to think about your life as it is currently and who would be called upon to help out, to take a controlling role, to be given notification. And is there anywhere that information is written down? Again, I'm going to be dead. I can't tell somebody to call my best friend. Do you see how this gets complicated and why it's important to have plans in place? So this is going to become a recurrent theme for me, is encouraging people to run tests through your system. And this should be not just death, but incapacity. For those who have followed along in my journeys and video blogs, you would know that in April of 2021, my mother suffered a medical emergency where I had to spend 28 days fighting for her health care, 12 hours a day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at a hospital in Las Vegas. Now, I work for myself. It was easy to get the time off. I mean, my boss can be a jerk sometimes, but he usually is very compassionate and understanding. Is yours? What is the company policy for family leave? Exactly how and what is covered? Is it only death? Is it ailment? I mean, and yes, before anyone comes at me with, oh, FMLA, do you actually know what FMLA stands for? And I don't mean the acronym. I mean what the actual law stands for and what is provided. Because I do. And number one, in the state of Washington, and I think anywhere federally, the federal FMLA doesn't kick in for employers with less than 50 employees. More than half of America works for employers with less than 50 employees. So FMLA technically may not even apply. Now, your state may have its own version, but do you know what it says? So all of that is to say that it's important to be prepared. Just like we knew to stop, drop, and roll, or to get under a desk and crouch and hold, or go out to the playground, families need to know what to do when that call comes in. Now, I always finish every video by saying if you or anyone you know is a Washington State resident that could benefit from using my office and the services of my firm to help with estate planning or estate administration, I appreciate you thinking of me, and you can call my office for a free consultation at 253-285-7751. Thanks for watching and have a great day.